Today, the objective of my video, you will come to know at the end of this video. In class 10, you have learned about the transportation plant. Xylem, it transports water. Phloem, it transports carbohydrate to different parts of the plant. You have in class 10, you have also learned about leguminous plant, Rhizobium bacteria. The Rhizobium bacteria, it enters into the root of leguminous plant and forms nodules. And these nodules helps in the fixation of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. You have also learned about Calvin cycle. You have also learned about photosynthesis. You have also learned about the energy required to transport a carbohydrate from ATP energy is required to transport carbohydrate from leaves to the different parts of the plant. You have also learned about the cation exchange, that is when there is a difference in ion concentration between the soil and the root, the water flows into the root. You have learned about it in class 10. Apart from it, I want to tell you something more, that is chlorophyll. It absorbs or it captures the solar photon, and the fundamental constituent of chlorophyll is nitrogen and magnesium. Magnesium is present at the center, and this helps in photosynthesis. So, nitrogen and magnesium makes the photosynthesis more effective. Apart from or beyond it, magnesium, it can synthesize different enzymes, and one of the enzymes is used in the fixation of atmosphere carbon dioxide into sugar, which you have learned in the Calvin cycle. In the hydrolysis of enzyme, adenosine triphosphate is broken down into adenosine diphosphate and release a huge amount of chemical energy. So here, phosphorus is the main constituent of adenosine, or the fundamental constituent of adenosine triphosphate. From the above, you came to know that nitrogen and magnesium, it helps in photosynthesis. Magnesium, it also helps in the fixation of atmospheric carbon dioxide to sugar, and phosphorus, it is the fundamental constituent of adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy required to redirect the carbohydrate from leaves to the different parts of the plant, as well as to redirect the carbohydrate to the differentiation of the floral bud. And during this, it requires that when it is redirected, when the carbohydrate is redirected from the leaf to the different part to the differentiation of floral bud, a huge amount of energy is required. And because uh, starch, soluble sugar, nucleic acid has to be transported for the differentiation of floral bud. Now comes the nutrient potassium. This potassium is useful for plant because it helps in the opening and closing of the stomata, blooming of the flower, and keep the flower erect, maintaining the pressure. So from here you came to know that nitrogen, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, they are the main nutrients of a plant. You might have heard about NPK fertilizer, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and you might have heard about vermicompost, which is the humus. Now, the soil, it has an ability to hold positive ions, that is potassium, calcium ions, and humus, it is negative, it has the ability to hold negative ions. And because of this electrostatic force, the positive ions remains stick to the surface of the soil. So whenever a plant needs iron, it releases H plus ion, which takes the place of the nutrient ions, and these ions get soluble in water soil and transported to the root cell, from where it moves to the different parts of the plant. So this is called as cation exchange. Now, after all, you learned about the use of importance of nitrogen, magnesium, phosphorus, vermicompost, that is the humus. If a student is given a project to bloom a flower, if they can select any plant and the project is to bloom a flower within a month, and these nutrients they are available in the market, and if they must be allotted 1 month time, when they become successful to bloom a flower from bud to flower, they will find more interest in the subject. They will try to go more depth into the subject. So here, this is how research begins. This is how research develops in the mind of students. So the main objective here is to link the theory and practical. In class 10, you have learned about transportation of plant, xylem, phloem, then ATP energy, and then cation exchange. Apart from it, if these topics are also given, that is nitrogen, the nutrients of the plant, nitrogen, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium, then it will be a plus point to the students. They will find interest in the subject, and this is how the research begins. And this will be very helpful for the students. I myself has done experiment in 20 different rose flowers and 20 different hibiscus flowers, that is rose plant and hibiscus plant, and I was successful in blooming the flowers. So I felt that this must be introduced in the curriculum to make the subject more interesting.